Let's look at Southern University more in depth now on the defensive side of the ball, right? Last week we got a chance to talk offense. On the defensive side of the ball, they bring in Todd Lyght, who's the defensive coordinator. Coach Lyght was the defensive back coach at Notre Dame, his alma mater, from 2015 to 2019. He was an NFL defensive back and played with Falk on the Los Angeles/St. Louis Rams from 1999 to 2000, where they won the Super Bowl together after the 1999 season. He played in 12 years and had 37 career interceptions during his time in the NFL. Coach Todd Lyght comes in, and he's going to be different for this defense. And if anybody's been out there watching practice, defense has really been stepping it up. Now let's look at the defensive line coach, right? Coach Kyle Kramer, who's the defensive line coach. He last worked at Ottawa University, where he served as the special teams coordinator and defensive line coach. He was the special teams coordinator and tight ends coach at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff in 2023. So he comes in order to help there. Here's a guy that I really do like. He's a legend at Southern University. I don't think he gets enough praise for what he was and what he did at Southern. He was a part of that 2013 SWAC championship team under Coach Dawson Odoms. That's Anthony Balansier, who's going to be the defensive back coach. Balansier is a former standout player here at Southern. He was an all-Southwestern Athletic Conference second-team linebacker as a junior in 2012, and he comes to Baton Rouge after serving as the defensive quality control analyst and assistant cornerbacks coach at Colorado from 2023 to 2025. When you look back last year, Blue, I do the SWAC, you do the FCS, but Southern's defense ranked 11th in scoring last year, giving up 55 total touchdowns and an average of 36 points a game. Then when you go to total defense, Southern's defense ranked 8th. Once again, people out of 12 teams, they gave up 2,175 rushing yards to opponents and 2,778 passing yards to opponents for an average of 412 yards a game. Southern was 8th also in rush defense, giving up 2,175 yards and 30 touchdowns, which was the most in the SWAC last year. Southern gave up the most rushing touchdowns to opponents and giving up an average of 181 yards a game. And Southern rounds out at 9th in pass defense, giving up 2,778 yards, 24 touchdowns, and an average of 231 yards a game. As much as I talked about offense needing to be fixed, who ranked 11th and 12th near the bottom, defense is kind of knocking at the door. And then you're talking about having given up the most rushing touchdowns of any defense in the conference last year. Coach Lyght is going to have his work cut out with him.
Yeah, like I know the offense caught a ton of flack last year, Perry, for their lack of productivity, but it was really the defense that kind of wore down as the year went on. And I do think it needs to be completely revamped. And I do think we saw the first signs, Gary, in that, what was it, the MEAC SWAC Challenge, where things kind of just got, I mean, it really got out of hand there with North Carolina Central, where Chris Mosley just had himself a day, to say the least. And I think you just read off all the SWAC rankings. It was kind of the same in terms of national FCS, where you look at total defense, they were 98th in the country and 112th in scoring defense and 78th in passing defense and 95th in rushing defense. So you rank in the bottom half of the country in all 4 major defensive statistical categories. And that scoring defense was one of the worst in the country, literally almost dead last.